Hello, friends. So, welcome back to the online classes of quantitative aptitude. So, today we are going to discuss the compound interest. So, in our last class, we have seen problems and concept related to simple interest. So, the difference between a simple interest and a compound interest is the interest portion remains the same for the whole tenure in simple interest, whereas the interest that you accrued will be added to the principal for compound interest. So generally what happens is when we are calculating the simple interest, we found that simple interest is to be added to the principal to find out the amount. Similarly, again, as per the normal thing that we know, amount is equal to principal plus compound interest is what the generalized procedure that we normally follow. For a principal, how much amount of interest that has been added or accrued over a period of time is added, and that will be the final amount for us. So the formula for the amount in compound interest, if you want to calculate amount, the formula is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. This is the formula to calculate the amount. So in a general sense, in compound interest, whenever the problem is asked only to calculate the amount or compound interest, so what we have different formulas to use. The first thing is whenever if you are asked to calculate only the amount, you can directly use this formula P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n, where P represents the principal, R represents the interest, n represents the number of years. Similarly, in some cases, now if directly they ask you to calculate the compound interest from this particular statement, amount is equal to principal plus compound interest, compound interest is equal to amount minus principal. We know that the formula for amount is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n minus P. So take out P common, then it says 1 plus R by 100 whole to the power of n minus 1. So this is the formula for compound interest. If you are asked to directly calculate the compound interest on a particular principal, given rate of interest, given time period, then you can directly use the formula. If you are asked to calculate only the amount, you can use this particular formula P into 1 plus R by 100. But for compound interest, it is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n. Okay. In all these cases, P represents the principal, R represents the interest, and n represents the number of years. Okay. Now, let us move on to the another part. For example, as we have seen in our earlier cases, in simple interest, whenever if time is mentioned in number of months or number of years format. Similarly, here also, one more point that we need to learn is if time is mentioned as X years, Y months, then the formula to calculate the amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power X into 1 plus R multiplied with Y divided by 100. This is the formula. If somebody says that find out the amount that you earn on a compound interest for a principal P, rate of interest is R for time period X years, Y months. For example, if a problem is given to you and you are asked to calculate the amount for 2 years, 6 months. Okay, we know how to calculate for 6 months. So generally, what is the formula? 12 months is equal to 1 year means 6 months is equal to how much? So X is equal to 6 by 12, that is 1 by 2 years. This is the general thing that we know. Now, on substituting, amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole square and 1 plus R by 2, R by 2 divided by 100. This is how we write the thing. Always mention the N as years. So the 2 years, 6 months can be converted as 1.5 years, right? So X and Y months, X years, Y months means this is how we have to write. Amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 and the time period N is equal to 2 years. And the time period in months, that is 6 months, is converted as half year, that is 1 by 2 years, that we have substituted. So the formula that we need to remember is whenever the time period is mentioned in X years, Y months means the formula for amount is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power X into 1 plus R multiplied with Y divided by 100. So this is how we will calculate. Similarly, if there is a problem and it says there is a principal P at a some rate of interest R for some time, and they are saying that the compound interest is calculated half yearly. Generally, at a simple interest, we will apply for the whole time. But whereas for a calculation of compound interest, the interest can be given to you in quarterly basis, half yearly basis, yearly basis for the case. Okay. So the formula for if compound interest is calculated half yearly, then the formula for amount is equal to P into 1 plus R divided by 200 whole to the power of 2n. Similarly, if compound interest is calculated quarterly, that means for every quarter, then the formula for amount is P into 1 plus R by 400 whole power 4n. This is the formula. So if a compound interest is calculated half yearly, the formula for amount is P into 1 plus R by 200 whole power 2n. If it is calculated quarterly, P into 1 plus R by 400 whole power 4n. If it is calculated on a yearly basis, then A is equal to P into R by 100 whole power n, where n represents the total number of years. Now, there is one more point that you need to know is for 1 year, that means for first year, always remember compound interest is equal to simple interest. That means for first year, always you earn interest. The interest is same in both the cases, be it in a simple interest or compound interest. From the second year onwards, the difference will start. For the second year, if it is a simple interest, the principal remains same and rate of interest is applicable. Whereas for compound interest, the interest that you accrued for the first 1 year will be added to the principal, and this combined sum, the principal plus interest accrued, will become the new principal for the second year. So always remember, for first year, always the interest earned from compound interest is same as the interest that you earn from simple interest. So these are the formulae that we need to remember before we start solving the problems based on compound interest. So we will just recap whatever we have learned. First, the compound interest means adding to the existing. Compounding means adding to the existing. So compounding interest says the principal, whatever is the principal that you invested, after a particular period of some time, whatever is the interest that you accrued will be added to the principal, and that will become the new principal for the second cycle. So in this case, we directly calculate the amount as amount A equals to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power N. This is how the amount is calculated. Now, if you are asked to calculate directly the compound interest, the formula is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power N minus 1. Similarly, if some time period is mentioned in the format of X years, Y months, then the formula for amount is P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power X into 1 plus R multiplied with Y divided by 100. If the compound interest is calculated half yearly, the formula is A equals to P into 1 plus R by 200 whole power 2N. If the compound interest is calculated quarterly, the formula is amount equals to principal multiplied with 1 plus R by 400 to the power of 4N. For the first 1 year, always remember that the amount of interest that you earn from compounding or simple interest, be it any case, it will be always the same. Okay. So with this concept, we move on with solving the questions now. Now see here, the first question says, find the compound interest on 7,500 with 4% interest for 2 years. So here, the moment when you see a particular problem, you need to observe whether they are asking you to calculate the interest or amount. Okay. Here, it is very clearly evident that they are asking us to find out the compound interest on the principal. Now let us see. Let us write the variables. We know that principal is 7,500 rupees, and then rate of interest is 4%. Time period is 2 years. So the formula for amount, let us first calculate. Amount equals to P into 1 plus R divided by 100 whole power N. Okay. So the principal is 7,500. 1 plus rate of interest is 4 by 100 whole square. So 4 by 100 means 4 ones are 425s. So 7,500 multiplied with 25 plus 1, 26 by 25. What is it? 26 by 25 whole square. Okay. So 7,500 into 26 square is 676, and 25 square is 625. Or you can simply mention it as 25 into 25 for our simple calculation, because 25 ones are 25 threes are 75. Okay, so this is 300. Then again 25 ones are, and then 25 25 12s are is 300. So 676 multiplied with 12. 12 6 are 72. 12 sevens are 84 plus 7. It is 91. Then 12 6 are 72 plus the carry added. It becomes 8,112. Remember, this amount is only the amount, but we need to identify the compound interest. How do you calculate? From amount, substitute the principal. Amount that we received is 8,112, and the actual principal is 7,500. So the difference is 612 rupees. This is the compound interest that you earn on a particular principal of 7,500 with 4% interest for a time period of 2 years. Okay. So first of all, whenever you are asked to calculate the compound interest, you can directly substitute the compound interest formula P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power n minus 1. Just to facilitate your calculation and to improve, simplify your calculation, first we have gone for calculation of amount. We know that compound interest is equal to amount minus principal, because for the compound interest, always amount will be the outcome. For a calculation of compound interest, always we get the amount as the outcome. The amount means interest plus principal. Both will be called as a amount. From this, if you subtract the principal, you will get whatever is the interest that you earn. So we have calculated the amount and we have subtracted the principal from it, and we received the compound interest. Okay. So just see the problem once, then we will move on with the second question. Now let us look at the second question. Find the compound interest on 7,500 rupees with 4% interest for 6 months. So here the case is different. Here the interest compounded is half yearly basis. If the rate of interest being calculated quarterly. Okay. So the question again is interest being calculated is quarterly. So the formula is different for us. Now, what is the formula for us? If the interest is calculated quarterly, amount is equal to principal into 1 plus R by 400 to the power of 4n. This is the case. Now, the value of n here is 6 months. If you convert this into months, it becomes 6 by 12. That is equal to 1 by 2 years, right? Now let us calculate the amount. The principal is 7,500 into 1 plus rate of interest R is 4 divided by 400 whole power 4 into 1 by 2, right? Because n represents 1 by 2. So this is 2 ones are 2 twos are. This is 4 ones, 4 hundreds. Now 7,500 into 100 plus 1, 101. So 101 into 101 divided by 100 into 100. So two zeros goes cancel. 25 threes are 25 fours are. Now, then what about the other calculation that we can do? 25 fours. Then any other calculation? Or we can also simplify directly with this. 1 second. Let us change the calculation mode once, because we have a direct calculation here. Now see here. 7,500 into 101 into 101 divided by 100 into 100, because it is square, right? It goes cancel. So here 25 300s, 25 fours. Okay. Then 100 ones are 100 threes are. So that becomes 101 into 101 divided by 3 fours are 12. So how do we calculate 101 square? Using a plus b whole square method. So first b square, 1 square is 1, then 2 into 10 into 1, that is 20. So 2 carry 0 here. 100 square is 10 square is 100 and 2. So it is 102. So 10201. So 10201 divided by 12. Okay. Now in this case, how do we proceed further? Any other calculation we can? Any other calculation? Just see. 100 means 25 fours are 25 3. This goes and 100 ones 100 threes. Then any other? Or we can also 3 ones are 3 threes are 9 and 21 means 3 sevens, right? We have one more calculation here. So this is simplified further. This will change. Now see here. So the after this new calculation, we have 37 into 101 divided by 4. So 101 means 37 ones are 37, 0 means 3, 31, so 37 divided by 4. This calculation means how much we get? 4 nines. So it becomes 7,650.75, right? So in this case, this becomes the amount. So amount equals to principal plus compound interest. And we want a compound interest. That means amount minus principal. Your amount is 7,650.75 and minus principal is 7,500. So that means the interest that we earn is 150.75. So if 7,500 is invested for 6 months and with rate of interest 4%, if the interest being calculated is quarterly, so every quarter the interest 150 rupee point 75 paise will be added to the principal. Okay. So now let us move on to the next question. Now see the question here. A man borrowed 10,000 rupees with compound interest for 3 years with 2% interest for first year and 4% interest for second year, 5% interest for third year. What will be the amount paid to him after 3 years? So in this case, the amount equals to principal into 1 plus R1 by 100 into 1 plus R2 by 100 into 1 plus R3 by 100 and so on. Okay. Whenever a principal is being given to you and for every year if the rate of interest is changing, to calculate the amount, the formula is this: P into 1 plus R1 by 100, 1 plus R2 by 100 plus 1 plus R3 by 100 and so on so forth. So with this, principal is 10,000. 1 plus first year rate of interest is 2%. So 2 by 100. Here in the place of n, always it is only 1 year because for every 1 year the rate of interest is changing. So in the place of n, we can write only 1. That is why we are not writing anything. So 1 plus R2 means 4, 4 by 100. Then 1 plus R3 is 5%, so 5 by 100. Now, if you solve this, 2 ones, 2 50s, 4 ones, 4 25s, 5 ones, and then 5 20s. So 10,000 into direct simplification, 50 plus 1, 51 by 50 into, this is 25 plus 1, 26 by 25 into, this is 20 plus 1, 21. So 21 divided by 20. Now this is 10,000. So how do we calculate now? So with this 50, this 0, 0 goes cancel and 2 zeros goes cancel. So 25 ones are, 25 fours are. Then this is 5 into 2, that is 10. So 4 into 51 into 26 into 21 divided by 5 into 2, 10. So the moment we calculate 5 into 51, 4 into 51 means 204. 204, 26 into 21. If you calculate 26 twos are 52, then it becomes 546. So this is 204 into 546. This balance is 546 divided by 100. Now, if you multiply the 3-digit number, that is 546 multiplied with 204, it becomes, when you calculate using the 3-digit number, it is amounting to 111,384 divided by, it is 10, right? So it is 10. So that means the amount is 11,138.4 rupees, right? So amount paid to him after 3 years is what the question. So here no need to calculate the interest. They are asking us to calculate what is the amount that you are going to repay him. So this is 11,138.4 rupees is what we are going to pay to that particular person who borrowed us 10,000 rupees with different rate of interest for us. Okay. Now let us move on to the next question. So here the question says, a sum of money becomes double itself in 6 years with some compound interest. Find in how many years will it become 16 times itself? So to solve this particular question, first let us write the things. We do not know what is the principal. So let it be as X. Now this will amount to double. That means 2X. The time period that it will take is 6 years of time. Similarly, the same principle to become 16 times, what is the time period that you require? For this, there is a simple shortcut formula that you need to remember. So amount A2 equals to A1 whole power T2 divided by T1. Okay. So this is the shortcut method that you need to remember. Now in this case, A2 is 16 times and A1 is 2 times. Then T2 we do not know, so that it be X. T1 we know, that is 6 years. So that means 16 if expressed in terms the power of 2, it becomes 2 power 4. So that is equal to X by 16. When bases are equal, powers are equal. So X by 6 is equal to 4. That means X is equal to 6 into 4, that is 24 years. So that means the amount, a sum of money, will take 24 years to become 16 times itself. So by using this simple shortcut technique, we can solve the question, right? A2 is the new amount. A1 is the old amount. T2 is the new time required. T1 is the old time that is already given to you. Okay. Now let us move on to the next question. See the fifth question. A sum of money becomes 4,840 in 2 years and 5,324 in 3 years with compound interest. Find the sum. Okay. So now with the given data, let us calculate. We do not know what is the principal. So let us consider it as X, and this will amount to 4,840 rupees. And for this, time taken is 2 years. The same principal X will amount to 5,324, and the time period is 3 years. Now we are supposed to calculate what is the actual principal, the X values we need to calculate. So from this, let us calculate amount is equal to, we know the formula, P into 1 plus R divided by 100 whole power N. So in our first case, amount is 4,840. Principal we do not know, make it X. 1 plus rate of interest. Rate of interest do we know? We do not know, by 100, and the time period is 2 years. So let us keep it equation number 1. From second part, the amount is 5,324. Write this here from first. This is from second statement. So 5,324 is equal to principal we do not know, rate of interest also we do not know. So divided by 100, and the time period is 3 years. Let it be equation number 2. Now divide 2 with 1. When you divide, x goes cancel, and 1, this is 3 times, this is 2 times. So balance remained is only 1. So 1 plus R by 100 equals to 5,324 divided by 4,840. If you take out this is 3 times, this is 2. So 2 by 1. So it becomes only 1 will be remained. Okay. So I hope you don't need to give the explanation for this particular division. Now with this, if you calculate R by 100 equals to 5,324 minus 4,840 divided by 4,840, because this one goes this side and LCM that we have simply used. On simplification, R by 100 equals to, what is the difference? Difference calculate 5,324 minus 4,840. 5,324 minus 4,840. It becomes 484, right? So it becomes 484. So 484 divided by 4,840. So here it becomes 484 once. This is 484 tens. So 100 goes above. So R is equal to 100 by 10. That means 10% will be the rate of interest. Now you calculate this rate of, you have calculated the rate of interest R. Now let us substitute the value in any of the given equations to find out what is the sum. Okay, we have calculated the rate of interest. Now let us move on in simplifying or substituting the value in any of the equations. Now let us consider the equation number 1. Here I am writing, substitute R in equation 1. So what is that equation? 4,840 equals to, principal we do not know, 1 plus R means 10 by 100 whole square. So 10 by 100 means 1 by 10. So 4,840 equals to X into 10 plus 1, 11 square, that is 121 by 100. So 121, 484. See, the calculation goes simple. 121 ones, 121 40s, right? 121 into 4. 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4. So it becomes 484, right? So that means 100 multiplied with 40. So x is equal to 4,000 rupees. So the principal that we know is 4,000 rupees. This 4,000 rupees on investment, we get the value. So this particular 4,000 will become 4,840 in 2 years and 5,324 in 3 years with the compound interest. Okay. So this is how we solve a question. Now let us move on to the next question. Now see here, the compound interest on a certain sum of money for 3 years with 10% interest be 993 rupees. Find the simple interest on the same sum of money. Okay. Now, to calculate the simple interest, we need to know the principal, we need to know the time, we need to know the rate of interest. Time and rate of interest we know, but we do not know what is the principal. Now, we know that the formula for amount equals to compound interest minus principal. Okay. So, the formula for the entire compound interest, the compound interest that you earned, that means P into 1 plus rate of interest is 10, R by 100 whole power 3 minus 1. The compound interest that you earned is 993 rupees. Now on simplification, this is 10 ones, 10 tens. So P multiplied with 10 plus 1, 11 by 10. That means 11 cube we know 1331 minus 1000 divided by 10 cube 1000 is equal to 993. Okay, that means P into 331 divided by 1000 equals to 993. Now see here, 331 ones, 331 threes. 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9, 3 threes are 9. Now that means principal P equals to 3 into 1000. That becomes 3000. So now we know the principal, we know the interest, we know the time period. Simple interest formula is P into N into R or PTR in some cases. So P represents the principal, that is 3000 rupees. N is number of years, that is 3 years. Rate of interest is 10 divided by 100. Zeros, 2 zeros goes cancel. 30 into 3, 90 into 100, that is 900 is the rate of the simple interest that you earn on the money. We are given that the compound interest is given. So what is the compound interest formula? P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power N minus 1. This is the formula for compound interest. So this compound interest is equal to 993. That is what already given in the problem. Principal we do not know, but remaining terminology we know. The rate of interest is given, time is given. With this, we have calculated the principal using the compound interest formula. Compound interest formula I'm writing here for reference. Compound interest is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power N minus 1. This is the compound interest formula. Right? So this compound interest is equal to 993 that they have given. So on simplification, we found the value of principal, then substituted this, and we have got the simple interest that we earn. Okay. So this is how we solve the problems. There is one more model in this particular thing, that is establishing the relationship between compound interest and simple interest. Okay. There's one more concept in compound interest after knowing the concept, that is establishing the relationship between compound interest and simple interest. We know that for first year, always simple interest is equal to compound interest. Okay. For example, for 2 years, for example, if they ask the difference between compound interest and simple interest for 2 years, if you are asked to calculate, the formula is P into R by 100 whole square. If they ask you the ratio of compound interest to the simple interest for a period of 2 years, the formula is R by 200 plus 1. This is for 2 years. For 2 years, if a problem is given to you like this, find the difference between compound interest and simple interest on a particular principal P for a rate of interest R, for the difference of 2 years. Then we can directly substitute the formula P into R by 100 whole square and we get it. If they ask you the ratio of compound interest to simple interest, we substitute in this particular formula. For 3 years, let us write it. For 3 years, if they ask you the difference between compound interest to the simple interest, the formula says P into R by 100 whole square into 300 plus R divided by 100. This is the formula for 3 years. For 3 years, we will be given only this difference between compound interest and simple interest. The formula is P into R by 100 whole square into 300 plus R. So these are the two fundamental formula that we need to understand before we going to solve the questions based on simple interest and the relationship between simple interest and compound interest based problems. Okay, now let us solve a particular question based on this. Hope you are clear with the formula. Now see here, the question is directly given. The difference between compound interest and simple interest on a certain sum of money at 10% per annum for 2 years is 631. Find the principal. Okay, so that means the difference they are asking. What is the difference formula that we know? For compound interest to simple interest, 2 years formula is P into R by 100 whole square. What is the principal? Do we know what is the principal? We do not know. The difference is given to us 631 rupees. Principal we need to calculate. Rate of interest is given 10 by 100 whole square. This is 10 ones are 10 tens are. So 631 is equal to P into 1 by 100. That means principal is equal to 63,100 rupees. This is the formula for calculation of the difference between simple interest, compound interest based questions. Okay, so there will be one type of question which says what annual payment will discharge some debt for so and so years. So we will be just giving the formula for this. The shortcut we are going to explain. So that shortcut you can remember. This is not required. See here, this type of problems will come generally. What annual payment will discharge a debt of some amount of rupee in certain number of years with certain rate of interest? In such particular case, do note this. This is very important. Sometimes in PBO level, you may, a probationary officer level exams, you may get this question. The shortcut says the annual payment that will discharge a debt of principal P due in T years with rate of interest R. The formula says 100 P divided by 100 T plus RT into T minus 1 divided by 2. This is the shortcut formula to answer this particular question. Now, see the question. What annual payment will discharge a debt of 848 rupees in 8 years at 8%? Now, we do not know what the annual payment will discharge. The supposed to calculate is, this is a very simple example in a very simple manner. They are asking every month, if you pay certain amount of money, the amount of debt is 848 rupees. This will be cleared in 8 years if the rate of interest is 8% per annum. So in this case, the compounding is done annually. So now we know the principle that 848 rupees is what we have borrowed. The time period is given, that is 8 years, and the rate of interest is given to us as 8%. The rate of interest is given to us as 8%. Now, in this case, if you look at it, the formula 100 multiplied with P, that is 848, divided by 100 multiplied with the time, that is 8, plus rate of interest is 8, time period is 8, time period is again 8 minus 1, that is 7, divided by 2. On simplification, it will give you the answer as 82.8125 as the event. That means every time 82 rupees 81 paisa, if you substitute, if you pay the annual payment every year, 8 years, it will clear the debt of 848 rupees is what the question. Okay, so this simplification I'm not explaining, I'm directly giving you the answer due to the time complexity. So this is how you will solve the questions. Okay, so basing on this particular concepts, the concept that we know, the shortcuts that has been given to you, this class is available in our YouTube channel, Infosys Training Institute, with a free of cost. So you can go through the class, as and when you require, and note down the shortcuts that are given to you. Go through the concept once and twice, and try solving the questions. And if you have any doubts, you can post in the comments section. Okay, so that's all for the day, guys. So we will meet in the next class with a different topic in quantitative aptitude. Okay, so till then, thank you, take care, have a great day.